one of the most beautiful things about life is that it's full of surprises. Just when you think you've got it all figured out, something happens that changes everything. And sometimes, those surprises come in the form of delays, detours, or even disappointments. But here's the thing, those surprises aren't there to break you. They're there to build you. They're there to prepare you for something bigger, something better, something you might not even be able to imagine right now. Think about a diamond for a moment. A diamond doesn't start out as a sparkling gem. It starts as a rough, unpolished stone. And to become the beautiful jewel we all admire, it has to go through a process. It has to be cut, shaped, and polished. And yes, that process can be painful. But in the end, it's worth it. Because what emerges is something truly extraordinary. That's what's happening to you. You are in the process of becoming something extraordinary. And every challenge, every setback, every moment of waiting is part of that process. Now, I know it's hard to see the bigger picture when you're in the middle of the struggle. It's hard to understand why things are taking so long, why things aren't happening the way you thought they would. But here's the truth, you don't have to understand everything to keep moving forward. You don't have to have all the answers to take the next step. All you have to do is trust. Trust that there's a plan, trust that there's a purpose, and trust that you're exactly where you need to be right now. Let me ask you this, have you ever been on a road trip? If you have, you know that sometimes the best part of the journey is the destination. It's the unexpected stops along the way. The little detours that lead you to a hidden gem, a breathtaking view, or a moment of pure joy. That's what the waiting season is like. It might not be where you thought you'd be, but it's where you need to be. And if you open your eyes, if you look closely, you'll find beauty in the unexpected. You'll find lessons in the detours. And you'll find strength in the challenges. And let's talk about strength for a moment. Strength isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. It's something you develop through the challenges, through the struggles, through the moments when you feel like giving up but choose to keep going. And every time you choose to keep going, you're building that strength. You're becoming more resilient, more determined, more unstoppable. So, don't see the waiting season as a setback. See it as an opportunity to build the strength you need for what's coming next. Here's something else to consider. The waiting season is also a season of discovery. It's a time to learn more about yourself, about your dreams, about what truly matters to you. When everything is moving fast, it's easy to get caught up in the noise, in the distractions, in the expectations of others. But when you're forced to slow down, when you're forced to wait, you have the opportunity to tune out the noise and tune into your own voice. You have the opportunity to reconnect with your dreams, with your passions, with your purpose. And that's a gift. A gift that will guide you not just through the waiting season, but through the rest of your life. Now, I know it's easy to feel stuck when you're waiting. It's easy to feel like you're not making progress, like you're not moving forward. But here's the thing, progress isn't always visible. Sometimes, the most important progress happens on the inside. It happens in your mindset, in your heart, in your spirit. And that kind of progress is just as important, if not more important, than the external progress. Because when you grow on the inside, you're setting yourself up for success on the outside. Let me share a little story with you. Imagine a potter working at his wheel. He takes a lump of clay and he begins to shape it. At first, it does look like much. It's just a messy, shapeless lump. But as the potter works, as he applies pressure, as he molds and shapes the clay, something beautiful begins to emerge. And here's the thing, the clay does resist the potter's hands. It doesn't fight the process. It allows itself to be shaped, to be transformed. That's what you need to do. You need to allow yourself to be shaped by the process. You need to trust that even when it feels uncomfortable, even when it feels like you're being pressed on all sides, something beautiful is being created. And here's the best part, you're not just a lump of clay. You're a masterpiece in the making. You're a work of art created with purpose, with intention, with love. And every moment of waiting, every challenge, every setback is part of the process of bringing that masterpiece to life. So don't resist the process. Embrace it, trust it, and know that when it's all said and done, you'll look back and see how every moment, every detail was part of the plan. Now, I know it's hard to stay patient when you're in the waiting season. It's hard to keep believing when you can't see the end result. But here's the thing, patience isn't just about waiting. It's about what you do while you wait. It's about how you grow, how you learn, how you prepare. And when you use the waiting season to grow, to learn, to prepare, you're not just waiting, you're building. You're building the foundation for something incredible. So, what do you do while you wait? You keep growing. You keep learning. You keep preparing. You take small steps forward, even when the path isn't clear. You focus on what you can control, your attitude, your effort, your faith. And you trust that the rest will fall into place. Because it will. It always does. You know, one of the most powerful things you can do in the waiting season is to shift your perspective. Instead of seeing it as a time of lack, see it as a time of preparation. Think about an athlete training for a big race. They don't just show up on race day and expect to win. They put in the hours, the sweat, the effort long before the race even begins. And that's what you're doing right now. You're in training. You're building the endurance, the strength, the mindset you need for the race ahead. So don't see this season as wasted time. See it as training time. Because when the race begins, you'll be ready. Now, let's talk about trust for a moment. Trust is the foundation of everything. It's what keeps you moving forward when the path isn't clear. It's what gives you the courage to take the next step, even when you can't see the whole staircase. And here's the thing, trust isn't just about believing that things will work out. It's about believing that even if they don't work out the way you planned, they'll work out for your good. It's about knowing that there is a bigger picture, a greater plan, and that every piece of the puzzle is falling into place, even if you can't see it yet. Let me ask you this, have you ever watched a sunrise? If you have, you know that it does happen all at once. It starts with a faint glow on the horizon, a hint of light breaking through the darkness. And slowly, steadily, the light grows until the entire sky is filled with color. That's how it is with your life. Your breakthrough might not happen all at once. It might start with a small glimmer of hope, a tiny sign that things are changing. And if you hold on, if you keep believing, that glimmer will grow into something beautiful. So don't dismiss the small signs. Don't overlook the little victories. They're proof that the light is coming. And here's something else to think about. The waiting season is also a season of refinement. It's a time to let go of what's holding you back, to shed the old and make room for the new. Think about a caterpillar in its cocoon. It does just wake up one day as a butterfly. It goes through a process of transformation, a process that requires time, patience, and trust. And when the time is right, it emerges as something completely new, something breathtakingly beautiful. That's what's happening to you. You're in the cocoon, and it might feel uncomfortable, it might feel confining, but it's necessary. Because what's coming is far greater than what you're leaving behind. Now, I know it's easy to feel impatient when you're in the waiting season. It's easy to want to rush the process, to skip ahead to the good part. But here's the truth, you can't rush growth. You can't force transformation. It happens in its own time, in its own way. And when you try to rush it, you only end up frustrated. So, instead of fighting the process, lean into it. Embrace the discomfort, the uncertainty, the waiting. Because it's in those moments that the real magic happens. Let me share a little story with you. Imagine a farmer planting a field. He does plant the seeds one day and expect a harvest the next. He knows that growth takes time. He knows that the seeds need to be watered, the soil needs to be tended, and the sun needs to do its work. And so he waits. He does dig up the seeds every day to check if they're growing. He trusts the process. He trusts that if he does his part, nature will do the rest. That's what you need to do. You need to trust the process. You need to do your part, plant the seeds, water the soil, tend to your dreams, and then let nature do the rest. Because when the time is right, the harvest will come. And here's the thing about the harvest, it's always worth the wait. Think about the joy of biting into a ripe, juicy piece of fruit. Think about the satisfaction of seeing your hard work pay off. That's what's waiting for you on the other side of this season. A harvest of joy, of fulfillment, of abundance. So don't give up. Don't lose hope. Keep planting, keep watering, keep tending to your dreams. Because the harvest is coming, and it's going to be worth every moment of the wait. Now let's talk about faith for a moment. Faith is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's what carries you through the waiting season, through the challenges, through the moments when you feel like giving up. And here's the thing, faith isn't just about believing in what you can see. It's about believing in what you can see. It's about trusting that even when the road ahead looks dark, there's a light waiting to guide you. And when you walk in faith, you're not just moving forward, you're moving closer to your breakthrough. Let me ask you this, have you ever been in a dark room? If you have, you know that even the smallest light can make a big difference. A single candle can push back the darkness, can show you the way forward. That's what faith is like. It's the light that pushes back the darkness, that shows you the way forward. And when you walk in faith, you're not just walking in the light, you're becoming the light. You're shining brighter, stronger, and more confidently than ever before. So don't let the darkness discourage you. Let your faith light the way. And here's something else to consider. The waiting season is also a season of gratitude. It's a time to count your blessings, to focus on what you have instead of what you lack. Because when you focus on what you have, you open the door for more blessings to come your way. Think about it. Gratitude is like a magnet. It attracts more of what you're thankful for. So, if you're thankful for the small things, you'll attract more small things. And if you're thankful for the big things, you'll attract more big things. It's that simple. So, don't wait for everything to be perfect to be grateful. Be grateful now in the middle of the waiting, in the middle of the uncertainty. Because gratitude is the key that unlocks the door to abundance. Now, I know it's hard to stay positive when you're in the waiting season. It's hard to keep believing when everything around you seems to be falling apart. But here's the thing, your attitude in the waiting room matters. It's easy to get frustrated, to feel like giving up, but that's not where your power lies. Your power lies in your ability to keep going, to keep believing, even when it feels impossible. Because every small step you take, every act of faith, is moving you closer to your breakthrough. Let me leave you with this thought, the waiting room is temporary. It's not your final destination. It's just a season, and seasons change. The storm won't last forever. The night won't go on forever. Morning is coming. And when it does, you'll look back and see how every moment of waiting, every challenge, every delay was part of the plan. A plan to bring you to a place of restoration, of abundance, of joy. So don't give up. Don't lose hope. Keep believing, keep trusting, and keep moving forward. Your restoration is coming. And when it does, it's going to be worth every second of the wait. The waiting season is not your final destination, it's your preparation ground. Every delay, every challenge, every moment of uncertainty is shaping you for something greater. Trust the process, embrace the journey, and keep moving forward. Your restoration is coming, and when it does, it will be worth every second of the wait. So don't give up. Don't lose hope. Keep believing, keep trusting, and keep growing. The best is yet to come.